Good morning and welcome to Shantae's Corner. Here we are on another cold Texas morning. It's actually 34 degrees out here today on my morning walk. Feels like 26 per the weather. So I'm still out here, still got to get my miles in and still wanted to come and talk to you guys. So today I wanted to talk about fighting temptations. And if you are a Christian watching this video, you know that we struggle with being tempted. And tempted is not just things that's physical, like, fornication, cursing, fighting, debauchery, things like that. But it's very much spiritual. It's things that you may not even consider, like doubt, fear, we know anger, of course, but it's something that no matter who you are, you struggle with temptation going through this life. And as we know, the road to heaven is a narrow road, and we're always facing something, whether you're like myself, you lost your job, something may have happened to your car, you may have an unexpected finance problem, you might be having family issues, might be having issues with your children, and they cause doubt, they can cause fear, they can cause frustration, anger, hurt, resentment. Everything we go through in this earth can cause some type of emotion that's against God. And the thing we have to do is put it in His hands. And we know, we hear preachers say that all the time. Just give it to God. And we know that's not easy, but when you know that you are loved by the Father and He has much better in store for you, you put that pride aside. And pride is one that God has been dealing with me with. When I moved here to Texas, the first time we came, right when we were first moving here, when I was leaving California, He showed me I was dealing with pride. And the way I've always thought of pride was, well, I'm this and I'm that. Well, He showed me the way I dealt with it is I'm being legally blind. And so when I fall, I'm quick to jump up. Oh, I don't need help. I got this. I don't need your help, And He showed me that was pride when I fell at church. And he told me to ask. Well, I wasn't at church, actually. I was at somebody's house. It was the last night before we were leaving. And He was like, let them help you. So I let them help, because being young, I'm not as young as I was. I'm in my 40s now. In my younger age, when I used to fall, because I don't have depth perception, so I would step off a sidewalk. Well, that sidewalk might be a high drop, but to me, it didn't look that way, and I would fall, and I would be back up before people even knew I fell. Well, as you get older, you can't jump up like that anymore. So I'm cautious, now versus when I was younger. But when I fell that time, it was nighttime and I couldn't see. So he told me to allow people to help me, and that was hard. Accepting help, and you would think that wouldn't be, but as somebody that having a disability and always having to prove that I could do things on my own, it became pride. It became refusing to accept help even when I knew I needed it. And so that's something that I've had to work through. Even when I first got here, I fell again when I got here. And one of the guys that I was with, he was like, it's okay. Don't, I fall too. I fell too. And being who he was, and for him to tell me it was okay to ask for help, that really, it really broke me. And it's something that I've had to be conscious of to this point now to allow people to help me, because I've had to work so hard, as they say, Miss Independent, or, you have your own thing, you can do this by yourself. Well, we cannot do everything by ourselves. We need to be able to ask for help. And that's something that a lot of people face, because this society teaches us to be independent, and that independence leads to pride, because you refuse to accept help. You won't allow somebody to help you when you know you need help. We are helpers one to another. So, Miss Independent or Mr. Independent, you're rejecting God. You're rejecting His help, because if you can't accept help from your brother or sister, then how are you gonna accept what God is offering you? And just think about that, and we don't think about that a lot. But it's something I want to leave with you guys. Fighting temptation. Pride is a big temptation. And especially now, dealing with this financial, I've seen so many people that have lost their jobs, that are homeless, and I don't know whether they asked for help. I've seen some that said they did, and you have some people that refuse to ask for help, and it's hard, it's definitely hard. And for me, I can only speak for myself, this has been a struggle, even though I've told you guys I lost my job before. This is definitely different, and God brings things back around for a reason. Back then, like I said, I received help from one person, but this situation is kind of different. So I'm more so leaning into my support system. And as somebody, like I said, dealing with pride, that independence is hard. It's hard. So, but when you know that our God is faithful, and He says, doubt your doubts. So doubt your doubts. And know that He has you no matter what the situation looks like. Our God will never leave nor forsake the righteous. You're not forgotten. You're not alone. You're not walking this journey alone. That was the first dream, and I'll talk about dreams at some point. That was the first dream that God gave me, was how this journey on this Christian walk is. People say, oh, you're a Christian, da da da. A lot of people claim to be Christian but are not truly following Christ, and that's a totally different thing. A lot of people, we say things with our mouths, with our words, but we're not truly living it out. And the way He showed me this journey is, it's not just a straight path. You're going to go over mountains, you're going to go over valleys, you're going to jump over hills. And even the one He's just bringing back to my remembrance now is somebody reaching their hand out, to help me to climb over the brick that I was having to climb over, the steps. So this is it's not an easy journey walking with Christ, but it is so worth it. He's my rock. He's brought me through so much. He's brought me through things that I didn't even realize He was bringing me through before I had a relationship. So know that you're not alone. You are loved. The Father's here with you. You can get through these temptations. Jesus was tempted. And one of the biggest things that people don't like to talk about is another temptation is food. A lot of people overeat. Gluttony is a sin, and people don't, a lot of us deal with weight, Like I said, hey, I've struggled with my weight all my life, up and down. The first time I lost weight, I graduated high school, and I've been struggling since. But I've always been overweight since I was a child, dealing with depression. So that's sin. Food, we eat too much. Push the plate back. So yeah. So there's just so many things that we fight, we battle, that people don't like to talk about. So that's what I have to say. I hope you guys got something from it. Stay blessed. I love you guys. Bye.